Pepper morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What Is. You know, Zuko was the son of this guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so sorry if I butcher his name. So, in this What If that I'm making, I kind of changed his attitude thing. He is rude to everyone else except for his family. So, like, because Inko is part of his family, like, Inko is his wife, basically. And she is the same type as him, but on a normal level. And then they had a son that is a hybrid of a human and a symbiote. So basically, he learns a lot. He also hangs out with, like, other symbiotes, but the others treat him as family. So, let's do a time skip. And the reason why I'm also putting Zumi is because Zumi was about to say a sibling, a same sibling as her brother. But let's just say she got launched to Earth. Hangs out at Earth thing. So, because she's also the same thing as her brother, half symbiote and half human. So, yeah. At age of 4, they go to, because both of them knew that Zuko and Zumi are gonna be the prince and princess of, so it's their children's, basically. So, he hangs out with them way too long, and he doesn't get corrupted. No thank you. So, what does Zuko... So, they told Zuko that he go to Earth. As he says, sure. It's been so long since it's... So, yeah, like, Inko and Sashi... Or no, Inko and him tells Zuko that they have to go, or that he has to go to Earth to go get his sister. Because one of the symbiotes that came back to their planet said that that she got kidnapped by the humans. As when Zuko heard that, his eyes start to widen as as his arm transformed into a symbiote. As he's like, I'm so ready to burn him to the ground. As the other symbiotes wants to join him. And because all the symbiotes on the planet respects Zuko and Zumi more than anyone, as his father says, okay, I'll choose the 6 people to go with you, Zuko. And all 6 of them were chosen to do it. So they go to Earth. They looked around. And as he uses a sense, as he could sense his sister's is actually at the facility of Area 51 or whatever. And this what if so he goes to Area 51. He flies over there. And he melts his body into some thing as he sneaks in. As he sees he sees his sister getting tortured a lot. As they asked her a bunch of questions like, where did you come from? Why are you here? And all that stuff. As Zuko gets upset as he's ready to strangle them. And so they snuck down right behind the general that was interrogating the poor little Zuko. And you know what he did? Zuko snapped the general's neck. Yeah. And as the machine, or as they start shooting at him, he used the general's body. As he stretched his arms out, as he punches he grabs the gun, breaks it, and I'm breaking you out of here, sister. As he taking the metal things that were steaming hot, like fire. But Zuko doesn't care. His sister's on the line. So he pulls it hard as he could. And as he broke it. And his sister's still in, like, the daze, like, ready to throw up thing. As he grabs her, puts her on his back. So, the other symbiotes were causing chaos too. So, yeah. So, because they heard that the Zuko got his sister out, as they all scrammed out of there before. As sorry, clear your throat. So yeah, so Zuko was like, heck yeah. So yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, so Zuko made it out of there, and he did change his face, his hair color, his outfit, because as he tells the symbiotes that he might go to, because the trying to not act suspicious, okay? And the symbiotes do understand. So they change their appearance to look more human. Human. And yeah. So yeah. So he needs one of them to go back to and tells him that his sister's safe or yeah. So and yeah. So then he does. Then good. Now the as time skip to 15. So now they go to UA and they use um, names like in because Inko or no or Zumi actually went with one of them back to the planet. And yeah, she's felt so dizzy she laid on a bed. As Inko says, "Man, how are you feeling?" Well, after those humans tortured me, like pumping the fluids into me and like all that stuff, I felt like a ready to throw up thing. Yeah. So, and she's gonna ask, or she already knows where Zuko is at. So now a time skip to 15. Or back to Earth. Zuko was the only one that was left. And so he goes to UA and he'll mark it as a quirk. As the call it symbiote. So, or like some other names. Okay? So he uses his quirk. Right? To expand his arm as he lifts or he grabs the yeah. Okay? So I'm actually not gonna do the exam thing part for My Hero Academy's exam. I'm skipping it to go right to because it's similar to canon. Zuko gets one for all. Oh. Or actually, Muriel got one for all, actually. I'm changing it. It used to be that Zuko gets one for all. And yeah. So then a time skip to about the camp park. Or actually sports festival when he like goes up against Todoroki. Let me guess. As Todoroki or as Zuko says, let me guess. You have powers of ice and fire. The fire part of your quirk is actually my quirk's weakness. Yeah. But it wasn't actually a quirk, it's the cover story. So if you try to use it on me, then I'll die. If But they did not know, except for one of the symbiotes, or let's say it was Carnage. Oh, here it is. Let's say Carnage knew about his... Because Zuko wasn't just born as a symbiote. He was born that has the powers of a symbiote. Or he is a symbiote. But he has the also powers of infinity and zero. That makes him overpowered more than anyone. So let's get back into the story. So Todoroki uses his ice. As Zuko dodges the attack. And as he says, is it to knock someone out of a ring, right? As he asks Midnight. As Midnight says yes, it's just to knock the people out, not the killing them. Okay. As Zuko uses his hang-on, grabs Todoroki's entire chest, sends him flying backwards, or sending Todoroki out of the stage. As they could not believe any of it. So, yeah. Everyone couldn't believe that Zuko asked, and then yeah, that one. So then, yeah. So now the time skip to All Might, or to the camp park. Because as when they started a fire for barbecue, he stayed away from it. He sat near the tree, away from the... As everyone and keeps forgetting that his quirk is weak to fire. So yeah. So Zuko ends up trying to, as when he sits in a hot tub. Or the, yeah, or spa. He's just trying to, but he doesn't, or they know that he's, just relax. It's just water. Okay? Yeah. And then of course, where is he? This guy tries to go jump over a wall to see those naked girls. And the symbiote grabs him, takes him off, and lands in the water. Yeah. Yeah. So Zuko ends up when that. So then now the All Mightverse, All for One, Bakugo got kidnapped. Yeah. And Zuko could sense the Koda's in danger. Or it was before. As he was with his partner. As he doesn't want to leave his partner behind. Or let's say there was one, like groups of two or ones. So he was by himself. So he goes in, and he climbs the wall as but his skin did change into a monster skin. So the monster, as Musculator says, you must be the symbiotes that I heard about. Are you Zumi? No. I am nothing like my sister. Now you will die here. As he goes to town on Musculator. As he picks up Koda, walks with him. As he tells Koda that that he was the symbiote. Or Zuko says none. He was born as a symbiote and a human at the same time. So yeah, Zuko decides to, heard about my sister, right? Yeah, the Zumi, that she got kidnapped because I heard it all over the news that she is a symbiote. Are you? Yeah. I'm her brother. Zuko is my real name. But deku is, I don't see it as a negative thing. I see it as positive. I'm a good one. I am not like the others. So then the Koda Only two people that know his secret identity thing is one of the pussycats, the ones that can read minds, and the other is Coda. So Coda tells him that you're so nice to me. Yeah. So then the whole thing goes on. Jazzy goes boom, Jazzy goes boom. Yeah. So now All Might versus All for One. All Might down, bleeding, but he's still not out yet. As All for One is about to finish him off by using a laser attack that's hotter. As he says, time for you to die. As a symbiote comes out, lands right in front of the attack. As when the blast goes off, boom. As he absorbs the attack. As he says, you must be All for One, the villain of this world, aren't you? Yes, you must be Zuko Midoriya, the symbiote Hound's like most prized possession. I can't say that. Yeah. As All Might couldn't believe that the prince of all the symbiotes is here. As he tells All Might that you already met the sister, the one that it was in Area 51. Ah, I see. How do you... Wait, you're the one that broke her out, didn't you? Yeah. Because she's the only sister that I have. It will makes me feel in pain if she died there. Now I'm just really ticked off at you humans for torturing her. But I'll take my anger out on All for One fellow over there. And so they start battling it out. And yeah, Zuko had the upper hand. But then at the very last second, All for One reaches into Zuko's chest and then pulls out or actually puts a flame inside of Zuko as his body can't handle it, as he's trying to keep it contained. As All Might sees imagines, as of course All Might gets up as he runs over with a bloody wound and stay with me, Zuko, please. As All for One says, you're her, or he's weak to fire here and loud sounds. As he snaps his fingers, as every speaker aimed right at his at Zuko. I had this trap set up for you, Zuko. As they had flame torches aimed right at him, sounds. As All Might, he knew that Zuko will die. As he says, let's see how you'll fare against level 100. As he plays a music louder than anything. As Zuko is trying to, as he's getting, as he's fighting, or he's trying to like stay together. As he sent one message to the symbiote because he had friends, as let's say it was Carnage and like all 6 of them that was with him at the time. And plus he tells Zuko that hang on just in there a little bit longer, my son. We will come. As he sent those 6 out faster than blink of an eye. He was there, or they were there. They destroyed the speakers, and the flamethrowers got dismantled too. Untold. So yeah, Zuko, who collapsed, as they run over to him, as they said, "You're okay." I'm so ready. As Zuko says, I'm so ready to kill All for One. As All for One's laughing like, you're trying to kill me? Ha ha ha. Really? Really? As Zuko, and he says, if you mess with me or the others, as the sky turned, or actually turned bloody red as a portal opens up. And what came through was, his father. None of the symbiotes. As he says, you messed with my son, and now you will pay for your life. As Zuko is also uncrampled body, as he's trying to lift himself up. Of course, his mother was there. Don't move, Zuko. Let your father handle this. I'm trying to get a better angle. Yeah, so because two most powerfulest people from different spectrums, like All for One versus him. Yeah. Hood would win. If Death Battles is watching this video, please make it look like, so he ends up battling, and Zuko, or actually hit his father decided, let's end this, as he literally ripped All For One's head off, went right in, or pierced his sword through All For One's entire body, and yeah. And he, of course, won. Because the sword, or all the symbiotes, took the quirk of his immortality of All For One's, tore it to pieces. And the ink coat, or all the symbiotes, lift him up as it pains him. As All Might says, or actually Nezu walks up without fear, as he says, "Nice to meet you, I'm Nezu." "Ah, nice to meet you, Nezu. I hope my son didn't cause any trouble when..." No, he didn't. But instead, he was trying to save All Might's life from his doom. As All Might says, "Yeah, that's true." And then All For One had a trap set for him. As, yeah. So what did they do with All For One's body? They, of course, Carnage used it as a toothpick. Or, like, ripped off the flesh and used the bones as his toothpicks. For all of them. So, yeah. It is cool. Oh, to see that. And, of course, Bunny Girl meets him in first person. Yeah. And then the first time, as everyone is, like, so scared. Because they did not know that Zuko's father is the none of the symbiotes. Yeah. So then he goes back to Earth, and his sister worries about him. Every symbiote worries about him. And yeah, he regenerated back, as he says, what day is it? It's as the Earth, or it was the, yeah. So he, as his mother Inko, or because Nezu tells him that he is he is now a class student. He's a top student, by the way. You have an amazing son that wants to become a pro hero. And so he does. I'm trying not to find the most creepiest pictures of him. So he goes to Earth. Yeah. And so he goes to Class 1A. As everyone's like, how does it feel to have symbiote powers? And all that stuff. It's, as he says, well, it's cool. Huh? But there is two weaknesses you probably saw. One is the fire, so if anyone has a fire quirk, or sorry, then okay, as Todoroki knows that as Todoroki apologizes for him, like he says, you and probably Endeavor will probably not be hanging out anytime soon. That's why, yeah, and loud sounds. So, yeah. As Jiro's like, it's just those two weaknesses? That seems like a weird thing. Yeah, but other than that, you could be a strong, powerful person. So, but one person in particular, or two people, finds this interesting. So Momo asks him, so what does a symbiote powers have? Well, we can create stuff like from our own bodies, and we can throw the objects at other people or just use them. Let me demonstrate. As he uses a blade, he'd axe. No, or a spear. And like all that stuff. And I can even, there's one thing, I can also possess a person's body. Like, control their bodies. So, sorry about that. So yeah. So Momo had interest in him, and and the other person that had interest in him, don't mind the dogs. She ends up, or the other person from class 1B, though, is Rinko. Let me show you. Here, let me close that out. Not that one. This girly girl right here. This one. She finds interest in symbiotes because they are scary or spooky. Because she loves spooky. So she would, once in a while, when after school, like one day after school, they wanted Ned to, so they both like ask each other's, like, who would he date thing. And there was no debate. They both chose themselves. Like, both asked them at once. So then they even walked up to him, asked him out on the date, and to, like, get married. And Zuko says, sure. Let me give my father the good news thing, and my mother. Okay? Yeah. Because Rinko, after seeing the Zuko's father, she had more interest in Zuko because of that. So then he flew to back to his home world, then he told his father that he's going on a date with two girls. Oh, and his father's like, man, is it two humans? Yeah, but they don't want to like experiment or on all that stuff. As Inko says, I can believe that you already got asked out to go on a date with both girls. Yeah. Um. The they sure asked me a lot of questions of about how the symbiote works. Right. Right. Because they never heard of a symbiotes before. As his father's like, huh. Well, yeah. So then his father does care about it. Yeah. So then the yeah. All that things goes on. He goes or so they both approve on him getting dates and plus getting married, so and Zumi doesn't have a date thing because she doesn't know anyone from there. But she tells her brother that, or because she never actually went to academy or did all that stuff, so she asks him, "Do you have any marriage advice?" Well, maybe tomorrow. And so the next day, they go back to school, and they so so Todoroki, or no, actually not Todoroki, Bakugo was the only person that was it like a peeper thing, and you know what he did? He actually walks up to Zuko and says, "Huh, well, the this is a question for you, Zuko. Okay, spill the beans. Okay, so he tells them that let me. This is a Bakugo from this What If, so it's the he. So Zuko and or Bakugo as explaining that the I had my like when I saw Zumi, he just like walking around and then she got kidnapped thing. I actually had a heart turn. I fell in love with her. As Zuko says, "What?" Don't mind me asking, but I don't have any problems with that. But this is the you you saw her and you knew that she was my sister? Yeah. Because sorry for that whining thing. So his sister, let me remind you, his sister or Zuku's sister didn't know anyone. She's being honest thing. So then the yeah. So then Zuko says, "Okay, if you want to meet my sister, I'm okay with that." And but I will tell her that when I get back, okay? As even Todoroki wants to date her. And he has ice and fire. Here. Yeah. Zuko ends up winning the entire thing. Like, he's like, oh boy. So then he hangs out with, like, Momo and Rinko during lunch, and then go back to class. All that stuff without having to deal with, yeah, like, so, yeah. Then, time, or after school, he goes back to home world. He walks up to his sister and tells her that there's two people actually had interest in you. Bakugo from class 1A, where I go to, and Todoroki from the same class. Really? Yeah. They even asked me if it's okay with me to date you, like they date you. As Zumi went in the corner, as she's blushing, her face. Yeah. Yeah. And they walked up to me instead. Yeah. So, yeah. So then his father's like, what's going on? Well, the two humans and boys wants to date date Zumi on her. It's that same. They asked me, him, if it's okay with me if they date my sister and all that stuff. As yeah, the Inko knows that so yeah, she explains and as he says, okay, so he has or you both have four people going, two boys for Zumi and two girls for you, Zuko. Man, I'm very proud of you. And plus, all these symbiotes are happy. I mean, that they had that. So now, a time skip. The Zuku's has four kids. Two from each mother's. And then for Zumi, has uh, 8 kids in her stomach. Yeah. Because, fun fact, you know Venom, yeah, you know how, like, the Venom was pregnant and gave birth to Carnage? Yeah, well, Zumi's, because she's a symbiote, she can handle more than 1 to 6 kids in her. She has, yeah, she could handle up to 2,000 kids if if the Bakugo and Todoroki are okay with it. So yeah, he basically had 6 kids. And they, of course, Bakugo and Todoroki, or actually, were like, sure, let's do it. And so they do it 3 more days. Yes. And then, yeah. Then 6 more kids comes out. That makes it a total of 12 kids. And yeah, they all could not believe. So Rinko and Momo wanted to have more kids with Zuko to keep up with. Yeah, he did. Yeah, they sure loved him. And so then after, yeah, they became pro heroes. So now this is the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and don't worry, I'll put some parts of this video as 18 plus. Okay? So, not like really, it's just the. Okay? So, bye.